we are now, as of yesterday, Sunday, Bond birthday. Oh, I got to say happy birthday to Bond. Bond, this song is for you. Birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday, Bond. The Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny, rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. Bring you back God's order of God in Christ, Christ over man, man over woman, and woman over children, or kid, or child, however many, right? And I have to tell you, when I started Bond 30 years ago now, it doesn't feel like 30 at all. It feels like yesterday, or even now, right? It has not been a burden. It has not been stress or stressful. I have never written up I've never written up a 5-year plan. Nothing. And when I first started out, it was just me. And we had this meeting. A friend of mine had a meeting, allowed me to use this building for a meeting. He announced on the show, hey, Justin's having his meeting. I introduced myself to him. And come on over, right? And people showed up. And I was nervous, had never done this before, never done public speaking. I had no idea what was going to happen. A bunch of folks showed up. And I explained to them that how I had, God allowed me to see. I had asked God to let me see myself. Why couldn't I speak up? Why was I insecure within? Why was I emotional? I didn't know my purpose in life. Your purpose, right? And I'm like, let me see myself, God. I had done everything the preacher said do, giving my tithe and offer. I was doing that speaking in tongue thing because the preacher said it. And nothing was working. Going to church, working on the board, not the board, but men's publicity committee. Done all that. Nothing was changing. So I finally, and I would ask the preachers, well, how come I'm not getting any better? They never told me to go and forgive my mother. Go and forgive. I said, oh, racism. Just read the Bible some more and all that stuff, right? Nothing worked. Finally, I asked God to let me see myself. Like, let me see myself because I really didn't know myself, right? So he allowed me to see myself. And he allowed me to see that what was holding me back in life was resentment that I had toward my mother for trying to turn me away from my father. Because my soul yearned for the Father. I had to avoid an emptiness that wanted my father. And when I forgave her, and it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do, right? And I was 38, I believe, 37, 38 at the time. I went and forgave. She came to California to visit her sister. I went over there. I was scared like Natty going, no. When my master said he's scared, I said, yes, master, we scared. But I went there and nearly got out of breath. And I just told her, you know what? I forgive you. I'm sorry for resenting you for trying to turn me away from my father and the lack of patience. In that very moment, if really before I even got there, I can sense freedom, right, within me. But when I did that, it was over. Game over. And my life changed, and she told me about her life and what she had done to me. She said, you know, I didn't know I did it. I'm sorry. I was wrong. And first time I ever heard about her life and what she did to me, she admitted had happened to her. And it's just been different. I became the parent, and they became the children, my father and mother, right? And so I had this meeting to tell black people, because at that time it was just rebuilding the black man or something like that. It was just for black people. And I wanted to tell them it wasn't about white people. It wasn't about racism, that their leaders were lying to them. The black preachers who are not called by God anyway, but by their mama. The politicians They were all lying to the people. And I wanted to tell them that it's not that. You need to go and forgive, right? And one thing led to another one. And it's just Barn has a life of its own. I'm just there. I'm like the overseer, but guided by the light. And I never knew what it would become anyway, We started out, just growing. Few people being helped, and one thing led to another, and I found myself on interviews, Fox News and CNN and BET and all these local networks, and then I found myself writing books. I started getting requests from different publishers to write books, and I'm like, what the? And so life has just been unfolding for me. I don't have a plan. Thank God, right? And it's just been one thing after another one. And now we are heard around the world 30 years later by everybody and their mama. And I do appreciate it. I saw a man that I know. He's a minister, and he is fighting against abortion and stuff like that. I saw him this past week in Arizona, and he pulled me to the side. He said to me, Jesse, I just want to congratulate you, man. There were people who thought that you would not be around that long, that you were last, and that you are not a part of this circle, just meeting up and not really doing anything but trying to pretend, right? But you really help people, and you've been consistent in your message. You have not been back and forth. You've been consistent. And you really help people. I hear about you all the time. And I'm like, wow, man, thank you. I was surprised that he said that to me. And now, and I wanted to ask, well, who are these people that thought I wasn't going to make it or wouldn't be around? Because I didn't know, first of all, I never think of making it. What does that mean, So I didn't know, I didn't know what's going to happen. Just doing what's in front of me to do. All right? So it's just been that way. And for all of you, men and women, boys and girls, who are going and forgiving your mothers and returning to your fathers, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Life will unfold for you. You don't need a plan. You don't need to look for your purpose. It will find you. Even in the Bible, it says, your purpose will find you. You don't need to look for it, right? But the world teaches you to look for it. And when you look for it, you're going to find the wrong thing. But a lot more, we're going to be celebrating. If the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, we're going to be celebrating September of this year. We're going to have a major deal in California. So make sure you save up your dimes. And we'll let you know in time so you can get your tickets to fly out if you're not already in L.A. or drive out, whatever you want to do, and the hotels and all that. We'll let you know, all right? We'll make sound announcements real soon, so you'll be prepared, put in for your vacation, so you'll come out and celebrate with us. We're going to have a hootenanny of a time. And there are men and women who, moved on. They're older now. They have moved on. And I appreciate them. There have been former staffs of Bond who have moved on. They're now doing their own thing. I appreciate them. We got to acknowledge all of that. And all of the donors and the supporters and the men and women who are setting good examples of overcoming, all that mean a lot. Thank you. I can't even begin to name the folks that I appreciate, really. So I just say to everybody, even to the haters of good and what we have been doing, I appreciate you because you do represent evil, and it has shown me how to overcome. But I still appreciate you. All right? Thank all of you folks around the world. Everybody and their mama, 30 years old. It's just mind blowing. I don't really know what to say because I had no plan. Every day I just get up and do what's in front of me to do. And we now have how many full-time staff members do we have? Let's see. Doug, Billy, Ernest, Joel, Nick, and James, Gretchen, Kelly, Dallon, and John. We have Chris, so that's 11. Chris, and then Christina, the housekeeper. So we have 12 employees of Bond. Can you imagine that? Yes, Master, I imagine. Plus JLP. That's me. That would be me. That's 13. And I never went to college. I've never gone to a business school. I've never written a 5-year plan, not even a 5-day plan. Now, if things come up, appointments, we write that down so I can remember to be here. Or if I'm speaking somewhere, I can remember I got to go to this place on whatever date. And that's written down, but how can you plan the things of God, right? And if he's working through you, why not just trust that? I have never, in the 30 years of giving talks and speeches around the country, I have never written a speech. There are things that happen during the week that I want to remember to share with the folks, because I can't remember all this stuff. I'm black and I'm slow, right? I write that down so I can remember to tell the congregation or the people I'm speaking to. But I have never written a speech because if God is with me, and he is, I want him to speak through me. And so as I'm speaking and you're learning, I'm learning too. The teacher is learning as he is teaching. And I didn't know that life could be this way until I went and forgave. He brought me out of that fallen state into the kingdom of heaven within. Really. I'm not going to preacher school and all that crap. And I want the same for you. God is with you, but you got to forgive. He loves you, but not as you are. He does not love a hardened heart in that he's going to let you into the kingdom. He loved you enough to send his son. He loved you enough for all that. So I've been told by my PR guy, the celebration, 30-year celebration is going to be this fall, all right? Not necessarily, we don't know the date yet, but he's working on all of that. But it will be this fall. And I've gone through a lot, but I feel as though I've gone through nothing. Really. It's so amazing because once you return to the Father, he put a protective bubble around, invisible bubble around you, so that no matter what you're going through, it won't, the stress of it will not enter into you and destroy you. It will be out here, and it will cause you to become better because you'll overcome it. Look at the president. He's a perfect example. And so I've gone through a lot, but it doesn't feel that way. It went through me, it's not even in me, whatever. And I thank God for that. Really. And I want you to know, if you want to become a man or a woman, good parents, become good examples, you got to enter into the kingdom of heaven within. And he will guide you in being parents and examples and all that stuff. I got to take a quick break, but thank you all. You're going to hear more and more as we move forward this year about Bond.
Serve the God that we all admire. Stand up and be true. I know we can be perfect just like you. I know we can find a way to man up and stand up for what's right if we give our plan.